Hi everyone, this week on Pfaff YouTube we are doing a first look at the all-new Volkswagen Taos, which has just landed here at Pfaff Volkswagen, and I'm here with Henry Scott. Henry, let's talk about this. This is Volkswagen's first subcompact SUV, and it's the smallest SUV as part of the lineup, but with some really amazing features. Why did Volkswagen come out with this SUVW? Because they already have such a great range of SUVs, don't they?
Yeah, the Tiguan, the Cross Sport, the Atlas, those are all really nice SUV options, but they felt like they needed something smaller.
Yeah.
If you remember the last Tiguan generation, that one is more in line with the size of this one here.
Okay.
So they just wanted to make something a little bit smaller than the, a little bit shorter.
Yep.
Than the Tiguan, so that more people can drive it with ease, park it wherever they want, that sort of thing.
You were telling me it's super nimble. The first thing you noticed when you drove this car was that it was super easy to manipulate and take corners. What is the driving experience like on a Taos compared to, let's say, a Tiguan?
Yeah, so this car, the Taos is the replacement sort of for the Golf, because we're not getting the regular Golf anymore. We're just getting the performance variants. So you can tell in this car that they really wanted to have that fun driving experience carry over, even though this one is taller. It's an SUV as opposed to just a hatchback.
Right.
So the first thing I noticed was just how nimble the handling was the steering feels really direct. Sort of like what you'd expect from most other Volkswagens, especially like a GTI or something. And and the power is good too. So it's a new 1.5 liter turbo. Compared with an 8-speed or a 7-speed DSG, depending on which drivetrain you go for. And I found it it's comfortable too. In some ways, it's more of an SUV than the Tiguan in terms of the ride. But the way it'll just turn on a dime is really impressive.
Now the styling is also really neat. Here we have the comfort level trim in the cornflower blue color, which is sort of synonymous with Golfs, right? But it looks really cool in this Taos.
It's really cool that they added the cornflower blue, because the only other cars that you can get with this exact color is the 19 and 21 GTI. So it's cool to see this on another model.
Yeah.
And it definitely stands out.
Now the styling details, when you look at it from the front, it is distinctively Volkswagen, right? You have that great badging, but they've also added a lot of gloss black detailing, which I think makes it look sportier.
Yeah, so to me, it kind of reminds me of the R-Line package that you can get on the Tiguan, or the Atlas. So and it gives it like a really cool contrast, especially with the paint color on this.
Love it. As we walk to the side, what type of wheels are you going to get in your Taos?
So it depends.
Okay.
So depending on which trim you're going for, you're going to get a different set of alloy wheels. And then there's a sunroof and alloy wheel package that you can add to the comfort line. So there's 4 different alloy wheel options, and they're all going to be cool, unique design.
Henry, when you look at this car at first glance, it definitely resembles some of the other SUVWs as part of the Volkswagen lineup. It's sort of like a mini Atlas, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it reminds me of.
Let's show the passenger rear seating, because it is quite spacious.
Yeah, for something that sort of is a replacement for the Golf, it's nice to know that you have something with even more legroom.
Right.
And I would say at least a little bit more height too.
Definitely.
And the seats are really comfy. Really padded.
Yeah, and they look great too. And then the trunk space we have to show, I think people will be amazed at the depth that you're getting there. And what makes this so great, this trunk space?
So it's definitely deeper.
Yeah.
And you can still fold down the rear seats. It's got a 60-40 split, so you can fold down whichever seats. If you have a back passenger, you can still accommodate. And you have the ski pass-through, so if you have longer objects, you can put them down through the middle. But yeah, like when you fold everything down, you can tell there's a lot of height in this car, so there's exceptional cargo space.
That's great. So nothing is holding you back, despite being a subcompact SUV.
Yeah, exactly.
It's on the smaller side, but they've really utilized the space very well. Henry's going to give us a sneak peek inside the Taos, and it comes well equipped with 2 digital screens, which I think people will really like, and some really great starting technology, Henry. So walk us through what we have here.
Yeah, so the first Volkswagen in North America where every trim has a digital display for the speedometer, tachometer, that sort of thing. And so it's customizable, so you can go between whichever setting you prefer. If you don't like the dials, you can have it just show other relevant information like your fuel economy with the digital speedometer, or you can have this, and as you accelerate, it'll actually move the color up, so it gives you like a better idea of like where what your speed is. It's kind of cool to notice. Or you can have the tachometer if you're feeling a bit sporty. So you have the updated infotainment system, and one thing I always love to show is the gesture control. So you can wave your hand over top, and that works in other menus as well, say if you're going through your radio presets or if you're going through navigation. One thing I really love to point out about the Taos is you have a panoramic sunroof. Even though this is a subcompact car, you still have a really nice sunroof so that everyone can enjoy it. And you have the other standard things. If you go for the Highline trim, there's a lot more advanced tech to be had. But even in the mid-level, which is this one, you still have blind spot monitoring. You have the rear traffic alert, and just a really nice, clean interior.
Overall, this is such a welcome addition to the Volkswagen family. And Henry, who do you see getting the most out of a car like this and really enjoying everything it has to offer?
Definitely someone that's looking for an SUV, but that can fit into tighter spaces. I think people as well that may have grown up with a Jetta or a Golf,
yeah,
and they're just looking for that next logical step up where they have a little bit more space, but they're not really to go for a car as long as the Tiguan or the Atlas. And just people from I would say people that just love to be able to maneuver around the city, but also go out and enjoy the weekends.
Yes, and what we know about Canadians is that they love SUVs, regardless of the size, right? They love their SUVs, so we think this will be a really great option for everyone out there. And if you have any questions, just drop them in the comment section below. We'd be happy to get back to you as soon as possible, and thank you for watching.